What's up, guys? It's Hype VT here. Bringing you my color correction tutorial. Yeah, because a couple of people were asking for it. Well, actually, one person asked for it on my video. Didn't really get much response, but that was the first person that commented. So I'm gonna release a quick color correction tutorial for my videos. I was a bit confused because I don't use one colour correction, I use loads, as you'll see later on when I show you all of them. I have about sort of 10, 12, because I change them regularly because I like to have variation in them. But what I'll do is I'll show you my three main ones. Well, actually, I'll show you my two main ones, and then I'm gonna do a new one for you, a new technique that I've been thinking about using. So hopefully that will interest you. But yeah, what you're going to do is just put your clip into Sony Vegas, which is here. I've got a clip of me getting a hard scope, then a quick scope, then a temp shot hit marker. Around about here. I'll play it for you. How quick you won't see it, but that's where it hits. And yeah, then again my other two kills. Anyways, that's not important. The most important thing is the colour correction. Now, like I said, I've got three. So what I'll do is, well, here's all of them, as you can see. One of my favourite ones is, I've got Grime, which is sort of like a dark, sort of grimy looking colour correction. And if I load that up, you'll see it changes straight away to this sort of really contrasty, nice, I think, nice colour correction. Now, if you want this, what you want to do is, first of all, you need to go to Sharpen and drag Reset to None onto your clip. And it won't look like it has done much, and leave the amount as 0, but it will have done something, trust me. Then we're going to go Colour Balance and put on Reset to None, and then copy these digits in. So maybe pause the video and copy them in. Where is it? Here you go. Colour Balance, and then just drag that Reset to None straight on your clip like that, and then put in them digits when it pops up. Then Saturation Adjust, obviously same again. Find Saturation Adjust, drag Reset to None on, copy them down. Then I got Brightness and Contrast added, which adds the contrast to it. And finally the Soft Contrast, which adds the faded blurred edges around the video, which is a really nice effect and draws your attention more to the center of the video. So that's always really good to have on any color correction, really. It's just put that soft contrast on. The effect there, you can copy them down, and the vignette, which is the most important part for the edges to be blurred, is all of them settings there. So there you go. That's my grime setting, grime color correction. Sorry. As you can see, you obviously can play about with them, because on certain maps it comes out lighter and darker and whatnot. So all you need to do for this one, I'd say this is a little bit too contrasty possibly. So all I have to do is go to my brightness and contrast, and take the contrast down a little bit, and maybe bring the brightness down slightly as well. That looks better. So yeah, obviously just play about with them, but that's the main sort of settings to get that look, if you like that sort of grimy look. They're the settings. Okay, so I'm going to delete that clip now, let you see that. Drag a fresh one on. So back to the same clip, just without the correction on it. Okay, the next one. Ooh, what could I use? I think there's a nice one on Terminal that I could use. Yeah, that's quite nice. Okay, this is another correction that you could use. A little bit different, a little bit brighter, more colourful than the other one. So yeah, it's a bit too bright actually. What I'm going to do, before I show you the settings, so I'm going to take the brightness down to, oh, it's on 6, I'll take it down to 0. Maybe take the contrast down a little bit as well. About 60. Okay, that looks a bit better. Okay, again, sharpen, reset to none. It's that I do that with every correction or any video that I put on. I drag it down, and yeah, like I said, it won't look it does much, but if I untick it, you will see a slight change in the video on the right there, on the preview window. If I untick it and then tick it again, it does sharpen everything up, makes it look a little bit sharper, and when you render as well, it will look better as well. And then the colour balance, just drag reset to none on, and copy all that down. Saturation adjust is all there for you. Pause that and then copy that down, and then the brightness and contrast again. I changed that just now, but that's what it was just now. And then finally the soft contrast again. That's the effect there, and the vignette is all here for you. Alrighty, that's good. Okay, obviously as well, if you want to save a colour correction, because I had to find this out, but if you want to save all of these sort of this line of video effects you've put on a video, all you need to do is go to this little green plug-in chain box there, and then go save as, and then name it as whatever you want to save it as. Click OK, and then it will save in your listings here. And then when you come to a future clip, all you have to do is click on, if I drag a new one here, like I was doing originally, if you click on the event effects button there, you can literally just brings you up a list of your color corrections, and you can add them on, which is really handy. Like if you're doing multiple clips, then that's good for that. Right. Now I'm gonna try. I did an example just before I loaded up the video, and you may have seen when I loaded up the video I had Photoshop up. Now to do this colour correction, I'm going to use Photoshop, and for this I'm going to need my oh, not that one. Sorry, my project properties. If you were wondering about my project properties and what settings I use to set up the project, then this is all here for you. But the main thing I need is the pixel ratios here, which are 1000, 280 and 720, which is standard for like normal HD video. So what I'm going to do is go in Photoshop, create a new, that's already set up from when I did it before, create a new project. So this is called, let's name it CC, color correction, and then it slides up. Right, now what I'm going to do is create a colourful sort of overlay image that I can add on to my clip. And to do this, I'm going to choose really colourful colours, go to my brush tool and choose the brush with the faded edges, click on that and make the size of it to about 500. You can change the size of it with your brackets buttons on your keyboard. So if I use the left bracket, it will go down, and the right bracket will go up. So, but anyways, all you need to do is sort of create a nice sort of gradient in one corner like that, create a new layer, then create a new colour. I'm going to use a nice red for that probably. So yeah, just sort of go around it, around the corners, make sure it's like faded so it fades in. So, oh yeah, as well, have the opacity down to about 31% or 30% to make it easier, and just sort of you'll get the feel of it when you're using it, but just sort of create a gradual sort of gradient on it, and do this for each corner. Like you could use different colours or whatever, you could use whatever colours you want. You use yellow, that will tie in nicely. Make sure the edges are more pronounced in the middle, because that's where the clip's going to be. Last green. So yeah, that's what that'll look like. It doesn't look like much now, but I'll show you how to use that in the actual Sony Vegas correction. So I'm going to go and save this as a PNG file. Now there's one that I made earlier, so I'm going to save it as the same name, just a colour overlay, and you must save it as PNG, otherwise it won't work. So you click save, I'm going to replace it, and then just click OK. Don't do interlace, just keep it as none, and then let this load up, because it takes a while for it to save all the layers and whatnot. Okay, now that's done. So we're going to minimize that, go into Sony Vegas again. We're going to want to create a new video track, insert one, so it comes up at the top there, and then we want to go and find the image wherever you saved it. So mine's saved here, so I'm going to drag this down into Sony Vegas and load it up here, and then drag it to the size of my clip. So there, it looks like that. Now that looks absolutely hideous at the minute, so what we're going to do to make it overlay onto the image, we're going to click this little green compositing mode button down here on the coloured layer, and we're going to go to overlay, and immediately that should overlay onto the image and create a much better look. Now if that's too bright and it looks too silly, then what you can do is play about with the opacity on the layer. I like about 40%, that looks nice, I think. It's not too much, but you can obviously see that the colours are there. Now the image underneath is still a bit plain and boring, so what I'll do now is go down to brightness and contrast, drag on reset to none, and just quickly just play about with these settings. So make the image a little bit more in depth at the back there. Then go to color curves, drag on reset to none. I'm gonna drag the curve down there, which will make the dark colors darker, and then if I curve it up there, it'll make the light colors lighter to make it a little bit more in depth. Then if I go sharpen, drag on reset to none, and just leave that how it is, so that just sharpens up the image a little bit. And then finally we want to go to soft contrast, and drag on Modern Warfare vignette. You won't have that obviously because that's not a preset, that's one I've made, but if you want the settings then just copy these down, yeah, like that. And if you want to save single presets, it's another thing that I can mention. All you have to do is change the name here and just click this tiny little save icon. It won't come up immediately, but if you click off soft contrast and then back on it, it will come up on here, which is handy if you want to save single presets. Oh yeah, and the vignette is like this. So that's that. Okay. The last thing that I would do to this image, not image, clip, is you see this black sort of hideous border around the edge. The way to get rid of that is click on Event Pan Crop, and then all you have to do is bring in the image slightly, and then it disappears because all you're doing is zooming in on the image, and that's that. So that's that color correction. I think that looks pretty cool. And obviously if you don't like that, then I hope you like the other two that I showed you, and if that's helped you, please like the video because it helps me, and comment on what you think or what tutorial you'd like next, because I'd love to release a few more tutorials on what people would like. So yeah, if you got an idea on what you'd like, then leave a comment and I'll try and get back to you. Thanks, bye.
call it, call it, call it, call it. I eat